Okay, this is August 21st, 2021 here in Kitchener, Ontario, Zone 5. Just looking at this early morning harvest that I've taken. Quite a lot of nice stuff here. Starting in the corner, we've got the Rosa Bianca eggplant. Very nice and glossy. I think if I left that a day or two more, it would be past the mark, but that's a good size, beautiful color. We've got this little green eggplant, kind of a, it doesn't usually form that kind of a shape. It's usually more bulbous, but beautiful. This is as the plant gets older, it's starting to show on the fruits this dark green variegation, which I really love. I love eggplant generally because it's such a sort of Alice in Wonderland looking fruit with all this crazy. It's got these thorns on this cap, this weird curly cap. Here we've got the Ping Tung Long. These are absolutely gorgeous. Perfectly glossy. And on this variety, sometimes you get a little bit of dark purple coloration in the cap, which I think looks really cool. Love the way the cap forms on that. And actually the fruit, when you carve this up, the fruit extends all the way up to here, and so there's good fruit under there. So you cut it up there, and that just kind of falls off. Here we've got some nardello peppers. That color, look at those colors, so great. Nardello peppers, lots of peppers here. These are cayenne peppers. These are hot cherry peppers. This is a Padron Pepper, ripened red and probably very hot, but probably now that it's ripe, quite a nice flavor to it. And here is a pimento pepper, that's a sweet pepper. I've got a little bit of okra here that I've managed to pick. That's, I guess that's a pretty good size for it. Here is the Blue Beauty tomato. These are, these will have a day or two to ripen on the counter. They're not quite there. They could darken a little bit, but that beautiful purple shoulder color on these. So yeah, these need a day or two on the counter. They're not quite there, but I want to get them off the plant so that the squirrels and chipmunks don't get them. Here we have a black crim. Now I think the plant is a little bit unhealthy, and you can see signs of damage on the fruit. That's easy enough to cut out, but that's not a perfect fruit. But anyway, that's pretty close to ripe, so I can enjoy that soon. And here is the green zebra, and you want to pick it when it starts to go a little yellow on the shoulders. And it retains this beautiful green variegation towards the bottom here, but the shoulders will go a little bit yellow, and that's when that's ready. So I think that's everything in my my harvest for this morning. You can just take a quick look at the plants. Over here we have a black crim tomato with 1, 2, and I thought there was 3 fruits on this. Oh yeah, there's a big one. Can I get the camera on it? There's a big one in there. Looks like the weight of it has bent that branch. So a couple fruits on there. Here's the Blue Beauty on the plant, and actually I could probably take that fruit also. Still needs a couple days to ripen, but that's on its way to ripening. A couple days and that'll be ready. I'll just set this with the others. This is that Rosa Bianca plant that I've harvested from. So we've got another fruit coming here, I guess. This is that little green plant that I've harvested from. One more fruit on the way here. These plants I've all harvested everything off of already. Here's that Padron Pepper. We've got another one ripening here. And in Spain they serve these, they pick them really small, and they serve these in the same way that you would do shishito peppers, just fry them up in a pan. And for some reason, the Spanish ones, they know how to grow them, or they know how to do it so that they're not so hot. But when I've grown them, these have been absolutely super hot. They're the hottest thing I grow. I did have a squash plant growing in here. It got vine borer damage. It was starting to die, so I've taken it out. There was one fruit on it. That's inside, so I can't show you. But that volunteer squash, it produced one fruit, maybe a watermelon actually, and it's gone. The vine borers have got it, and I didn't want to. I did a little bit of work to try and save it, but it was not recovering, so I took it out. Coming back here, oh my goodness, just even in the time that I went to grab the camera, they've gotten at it. There was I left it here to show, there was a half-eaten tomato that the squirrels had gotten to. I wanted to show that off, but looks like they grabbed the remnant half. Here's that pimento pepper. So I was able to harvest that one red one from way down at the bottom of the plant here. I would like for these to ripen up because they're down in the mulch, and I'd like to raise that level, but I can't do it when there's all this fruit hanging down in there. There's another nice large pepper in here ripening up. I'll be able to take that in the next day or two. The peppers don't seem to come under attack the way the tomatoes do, so I'm not as in a hurry to get the fruit off the plant. Yeah, off this eggplant. I've cleared all the fruits off all my eggplants this morning. Here is the black vernissage tomato. This was the victim. This is what the squirrels got. So I should take that right now. Now that's very unripe, but it's looking like there's pest pressure on this plant. Squirrels, chipmunks stealing my fruit. So I'm going to take that right now. Coming back through here, we've got, now this plant, you see how, okay, so this is a squash plant. You see how it's kind of wilting like this? Now that could be just how dry it is out here. Everything is very dry. But more likely it is vine borer damage. So this plant is probably struggling because there's probably a vine borer in this segment of the main vine. You can see there was some, so here, this has been completely ruined by some kind of an attack, this segment of the plant here. And I think that same kind of damage is probably happening elsewhere on the stem. I'm going to try and do some surgery on this to try and save it. It might not be might not be savable, but I would like this one fruit here, which looks like it's a harlequin squash. I would like this one fruit to get a little bigger, if possible. We got a couple more eggplants back here, but they've all been harvested this morning. Little green over here. I think there's one fruit coming on up in there. Yep. And swinging around, the squirrels and chipmunks have also stripped bare. I did have a whole bunch of fruit. You can see there's the empty fruit cluster on this atomic grape tomato. The chipmunks and the squirrels have completely attacked this one. So there's a few unripe tomatoes up at the top here, but I haven't been able to get any fruit off this plant because the squirrels have gone after it. And let's just take a peek way back there. There's a big pumpkin. That vine is also showing a lot of wilting, could be dryness. I think it's vine borer. That vine, let's actually try and step back here and get a good look at it. So there's a pumpkin of some sort. It's a very good size. Very nice size. But this vine is very wilted. And you can see it runs back quite far. So it runs all the way back. All the way, where does it go? It runs along the ground here, up, and then into the bed up here. And I suspect if I look along this vine, I will find evidence of vine borer. What you want to look for is you want to look for the little holes where they've entered, and the sod. There's sort of like a sawdust that has been left from the hole. It's called frass. And I'm not seeing any here right now as I'm looking along, but just based on the shabby state of the vine, and you can see there's also, you know, some of this, that's a dead leaf. This leaf is developing powdery mildew, and everything's very wilted. Could just be the dryness, it's so dry out here, but I think this vine has been attacked. We've got a squash plant here. This is a kind of a zucchini, and it looks like maybe there's a fruit forming there. So I might get one fruit coming off this zucchini here. I don't know what to do with these failed Romanesco. I'm kind of just letting them live, but I know they're not going to form tips for me. So I think I might just cut these all out and you know, try and do a winter planting here of something. It's a big majestic plant, big giant plant, but it's not giving me any results. These greens are not the best greens. I'd prefer to have kale greens. I mean, these are fine to mix in with other greens, but they're not ideal. I did have turnips in this container. I've cleared it out to, I'm going to do some new planting there. And I think a lot of these containers, they've gotten away from me. They did have beets in them. You can't even see them along the row here. There's containers all along the row here. They had beets and chard, in this case kohlrabi, and it was in this case turnips, but they just haven't really performed well as the weather's gotten very hot and dry. So I'm going to have to redo all of those for a winter planting. Anyway, let's, we can just take one quick look at this is the green zebra when it is not ripe. So you can see it's not, this one's just slightly on its way. I can see just the slightest bit of yellowing right there where my thumb is. The rest of it is just like a neutral green. So that's not ripe yet. So let's just take a step back here. We'll just survey the whole thing. Oh my god, my cat's making he's damaging things. I hope he hasn't caught Buddy, what are you doing? He sees something, he can't get anywhere, but he's ruining stuff. Okay, let's end the video here. Actually, let's end it looking at the harvest. So what was this? August 21st, 2021. See you in the next one.